I'm usually by myself in the back room where I'm scoring, cooking, and bagging the bread. The oven mitts hang on these hooks next to the oven. When the oven goes off, I always slide my arms into the oven mitts like a surgeon does and pretend I'm about to perform surgery, when really I'm just pulling freshly baked bread out of the oven.
Wholesome and cute.
Anyway, there are doctors who pull ones out the oven.
Took me a sec to realize you didn't mean organ unless you work in an or wholemeal and crouton. Scoring, cooking and bagging bread must be a euphemism for something.
I work in customer service, and when read off numbers to me, I pretend we are both spies in WW2 and they are transmitting stolen codes. Or. Hello, can I report a drug dealer I saw online now?
Olive and cumin.
Sounds amazing and satisfying for an introvert. This would be an ideal job, not being bothered by customers. And you get to smell that fresh bread.
Smelling the fresh bread and being in my own thoughts is
pretty amazing. My husband hates how I smell by the
time I get home though, so I have to change immediately, haha.
I pretend I'm a surgeon every time I wash my hands at truck stop and back my way out the bathroom door with my hands up, palms in.
Because she likes baking, because med school is expensive and long and sucks, and just because she likes to pretend she's a surgeon doesn't mean she wants to be one.
Oh, are they? Ironically, I am a surgeon who pretends to be a baker by asking people if they want a thick or thin slice.
I sniff my housemates every day after work if they
worked at a bakery. Love the smell of bread.
Botany bread.
I thought you were going to say, did you stick your dick
In the dough before you bake it.
Or.
I remember when I was learning about delivering on an ambulance. And the teacher said 2 things you need to remember: 1 catch, 2 dot. Drop the he put baby oil on a watermelon and tested us.
Why'd you need white French Italian rye, but that LL run you extra?
Well, you or thoughtful twat.
Wait, you put your mask on, then snap your sterile gloves on. The mask on must be some new septic technique I hadn't heard of us.
Yeah, buns and thighs.
The wholesome D.
The saddest part here is clearly your comments, sir. If coconut oil is made from coconuts and olive oil is made from olives, then oh no.
I do this as any public bathroom I may have made my son scared of.
Germs, but that's not the worst thing. Why do kids have to touch
Everything they see.
I died at the eyebrow wiggle. I keep imagining the cashier having a monobrow.
We don't have the genetic technology to turn a baker into a sturgeon. We can't fish a few people yet.
Yeah, I thought this was going dark places.
Buns and rise.
Wholemeal come.
That's to make donuts.
Negative Ghost Rider. I am the thoughtful twat.
What did you think they did with the dropped babies? Skeet shooting minus the shooting.
Yeah, you don't smell like food after working around it all day, unfortunately.
I also used to do this when I worked at Subway in front of customers. No shame and 100 recommend.
I would be more concerned about being stale when everything is moving.
Around our rooms are cramped as it is, but at least the floor.
Those bump around or take turns.
You're cooking the Navy. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
I I pretend I am Iron Man when I put on the rubber gloves hanging off of towel rods makes mundane tasks a little more fun.
Yeah, she should be producing caviar by now.
You know those giant cardboard tubes that can fit over your
Arms? I always pretend I am Megalyn when I get my hands on.
one of those work or not?
More than the wrench.
Easy fix, sprinkle some cinnamon sugar onto the baby.
As long as you don't pass the butter, I will not be concerned.
No WTF, also your username is hilarious. I am so sleepy.
It's a great job as an introvert, although it's so hard not to put on weight when you inevitably have a little munch on something.
Each time you work. Unforgivable.
I love this and so similar stuff all the time. Way to make life fun up. What a potato?
No, but with that on the menu it sounds like I should be.
Oh, that sucks.
I heard the opposite happens. You get so sick of it after a while. I
almost took a job at a bread warehouse 9 years ago probably. World ruined bread for me.
This gives me a hard on.
But less than a fish. Our unexpected Wilson.
And here I thought I was never gonna eat at a bakery again, thanks.
For not ghosting the AITA. Well, bone saw as ready as bread knife. Sick reference, bro.
I am so glad someone else caught that.
As long as they don't have a yeast infection.
I missed that part of the job. I had job now doesn't he have them to open. Boxes you should search in a way.
Slightly upset that that's not a thing.
You should say out loud, don't touch me, I am sterile as you do it.
I am a doctor who has found a new passion and cooking has made my day. I was totally expecting this to go a different way, like go home.
Throw all my bread away different way. Sort by controversial.
You must be wallowing in guilt from the atrocities that you committed. I can understand.
Why you would make such an important post to the sub.
I thought balk was the sound the doggo with a frighten makes.
Laughed the surgeon, preparing to dig into the lovely crumb dough that was the patient's innards.
It ain't the smell of bread, son.
I worked at one for a year when I was in college, and maybe it wasn't too long enough.
But I still love the smell.
Exactly as I would do.
Made me smile, love this tea.
I love bread.
Wholesome username, cute confession.
At least it makes the job more interesting, kind of like how some people pretend their life is a movie.
I used to work at a fast food establishment, and we had these thick red rubber mittens that we had to
use to grab stuff out of the oven every time I grabbed
something. I pretended to be a crab. I love this. What a professional.
As you should, sir.
It's like delivering babies. There's a bun in the oven and everything.
Please stop giving the donuts prostate exams.
Scalpel scores the bread with knife. Awesome, but what is scoring is that what is done when you use a knife and put those lovely lines in it, let it raise a little and then
it makes it all pretty when it comes out.
I understand completely.
This was cute, thanks for sharing, haha 3.
Well, these confessions are crap. At least fuck the bread.
And sell it to some uptight customer. This post smells awesome.
I also work in a bakery and pull bread out of the oven. The giant mitts, I'll have to try this next time.
Confession, I work in a bakery too sometimes when the bread is
Nice and warm. I take out one special piece, bore a hole in the end and... Dr. Bread MD.
Careful, stud, we were none the wiser.
Daffic, unless you reflight, there's not a chance in hell you're redoing.
Any of those things is a paramedic. I am in flight or critical care.
Transfer, which is why I am also a BSN.
These are my scrubs.
Which is still less than the pan.
Get out of my house. Hey Arnold.
Our hands don't collect dirt and filth because we are wearing and frequently changing
Gloves so the oven mitts don't get dirty inside.
Haha, I'm definitely doing this, if someone ever walks in.
Honestly, unless it is a strong smelling product like pizza rolls, garlic, or olive sourdoughs, you quickly become nose blind.
When inundated in the same smell all morning.
Thanks, I figured, but I was too lazy to Google.
I do love it in working there through college, so it's a nice little part-time job.
I thought you were gonna say you reached in and found something gross like a rat. Reddit has ruined me. Thank God you were NT putting nose slime in the bread.
I baked bread for 2 years, and scoring bread is somehow amazingly satisfying him.
Homophobic, so it's like cutting flesh, but without the blood. D.
As a chef, I too will sometimes pretend I am performing surgery, but while doing food prep. Like slicing mushrooms, for example.
Bro, I feel you. I work at a bagel bakery and I love
every step of the process. God, I thought this was going to go left field. Renewed love of bakeries.
Whenever I put on a backpack vac at work, I feel like a Ghostbuster.
This is scandalous.
I thought this was going to take a dark turn. I would do the same thing.
This is amazing. Do you do it in super slow motion and play such great heights?
I love the smell of freshly baked bread.
This is very cute.
I do pay extra for bread knowing you did that.
I do the exact same thing.
I thought this was gonna be a worse confession, like you spit in the dough or...
Scratch your ass, then touch the dough, thank God.
I have some morals, sir. I'd like to buy your bread now. Objection! Come on down to Texas.
I wish my job would let me score in the back room.
I do this too every time I put gloves on, aiming to the future.
I forgive you.
I humbly accept your forgiveness. I feel like we've both grown as a result of this less than 3. I was expecting something involving non-washing of hands.
Saw this going very differently, turned out wholesome. 10 or 10 would read again.
You sound adorable and lovely. That's adorable, haha.
Sweeney Todd. That S not weird. When I started reading this I thought for sure you'd be jacking off in the dough or something.
I love this shit. This is too good, made me smile.
Best confession on this sub.
Anyway, so far down this really isn't too much of a confession, not saying I don't like what Op had to say though.
This is basically what this sub has been lately and I am kinda getting tired of it. BDS.
It's a beautiful day to bake loaves.
There's a problem. A surgeon somewhere snapping on latex gloves. Pretending they're about to pull some fresh bread out of the oven when really they're
just removing a piece of someone's liver.
Depression is a hell of a bitch.
Weren't we all?
That is lovely. Somewhere their S-coder held prisoner in a cube, staring at a computer screen and wishing to be you.
So you'll keep going. Great confession, XD.
Yeah, you're right, it should have been baking. My apologies.
My bad Top Gun reference for all of those not a noob.
If Hess a BSM as well as having paramedic training, I won't be surprised if he was a flight medic or flight nurse.
I have definitely cleaned the back of an ambulance while speaking in Bork.
8M what the fuck? All reminds me of when I waitered. How does the plastic glove matter in this case? Oh, I bet they do.